Well, I think... Yeah.
Oh, there's the blood trail.
Oh, in that case, we're going the other way. This is...
Well, there's multiple blood trails by
crap.
the looks of it.
Okay, back up the stairs. No. Whenever I play any game, I go the opposite direction.
Of where the next objective is, just in case you miss something. Well,
Yeah.
it points up there. I wonder if you could go either route.
Yeah, so my bet is there's a door on the other side. So we're just gonna loop around this chamber, because luckily this isn't one of those games that forces you to progress.
I wonder if there's anything in those bookshelves. Or, like, around.
I'm looking.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, I'm still gonna look, though.
The bookshelves also have a... like... Is their perspective a little weird, too? Oh.
Of course. Slightly.
Remember, if you lie to me again, another one of your dogs will die. You've cost one of them his life already. You don't want another on your hands, do you?
No.
Good. Now, let me repeat the call numbers again. And this time, I don't expect you to say that they don't exist, all right?
Yes.
The first, DF328D439KL3. The second, DT8548172PG6. The third, DP903.
What is going on, Cicero?
They're looking for specific books. Razatov must have had something to do with this.
Well, best to act while we have the element of surprise.
Wait, Tiziana!
Get them!
So the storm begins.
Okay.
So she just runs into the fray. Well, I suppose they already killed one of her,
If it works, it works.
librarians. He's essentially reading off a very complicated Dewey Decimal System.
Yes. Well, they're call numbers.
Let's
And-
hope that she remembers them. I mean, she claimed that they didn't have them on hand, but...
But she was probably just lying because they were pseudo eldritch secrets. This is so much faster now. I made it so abilities just not auto cast, but as long
They
as
cast
you
them at will.
yeah, as long as they either have a target or they don't need a target, they'll just cast on cursor, much like any
I told you.
MOBA.
You chose well.
Unbind the Vegelis. Calden, see if they need healing.
Ages. Thank you, Cicero.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What are you doing here?
Actually, we were here for answers, but it seems that all we found are questions instead. He was asking you about books?
If only he just asked. Capturing all my Vegelis like this, a tad over-dramatic, I'd say.
Why did he want them?
I don't know. I do remember their call numbers, though.
We should get them ourselves then. See if...
Are those?
Faye made out of books.
Well, this is a different one. At a bad time for me to have my hand on the
Watch
keyboard, but
those
that's okay.
be the 3 books they were looking for. You summoned us?
That would be amusing. Yes.
Well, they are falling on the floor, and... Hand cramp?
No, I'm not quite coordinated. I was playing a controller game before this.
I knew the Fae problem was bad, but even here...
It's related to why we came to find you, actually.
The Fae?
This is not the first of its kind that I've encountered. And I have a theory as to how and where they're spawning.
I'm all ears.
One thing at a time. I'll tell you what we've learned about the Fae after we get the books, if that's all right with you.
As much as I'd like to know now, I suppose my curiosity can wait. I can bring you to the books they were looking for, but they took all our Mascherines, tossed them to the lower levels. If there are more Fae out there...
We'll handle them.
The wounded have been healed.
And they're all cut loose.
Then let's go. We'll find the books and clear a way for the Vegelis as well.
As far as I can tell,
They smashed the tables.
Yes. All of these tables and like chairs and bookshelves and stuff were hand drawn first. Hence why they have these like really ragged looking line work. but then, you know, they were placed in the environment, which I actually really like from a design perspective. There's not a whole lot of games that have
2 books are on this level.
that have been hand textured.
Rough tide's coming.
Ooh. They're humanoid ones too.
Yep. It's freaky. That's a good example of a game that was hand textured. Oh yeah, Tower of Guns. One of my favorite games.
Now, one of the things I wonder, why do Fae like inhabiting paper?
All you've got.
It's an easy way for them to put together a form.
I do wonder, a lot of old masks were made out of mache, like back in the
That's an
day.
interesting point.
I don't know if it's like
Yeah,
pulped up and...
yeah, it could be that actually, that it's enameled paper. Even for like the masks we're currently wearing.
That might help with creation of
Is this it?
Mascherines.
It is. It's a compilation of folk tales that we believe the Dementicati had once told.
That is incredibly thick.
What would Raz want with folk tales?
We'll have time to figure it out later. We should get the other 2.
All right. Yeah, we still haven't done that codex journal thing.
I don't know if you'll ever get to it.
I want to.
What we should do is if we have a lore question, like a name that we need to figure out or
Yeah.
something, we should use it as reference. Canticles. Yeah, well, we've never heard of canticles mentioned before, right?
Yeah.
Wow, they're sending projectile paper airplanes. Watch out.
Let's see. There we go. I'm not really sure if this like swirly move is worth it. It does like small amounts of damage. How much does that do? 28 in a much faster manner. Yeah.
It's actually really hard to do the move that he does when he, you know, when he's spinning and like pivoting on either leg
Yeah.
and like rolling. Doing a barrel roll like that in actual combat's really difficult. You have to get the momentum for it. I've only been able to half do it because it's just, you don't want to fall flat on your side.
Yeah.
Though there are some people that can get an almost parallel body form to the ground, and I think that's pretty impressive.
Okay, so
That's teleporting.
yeah. What? We only have 1 skill point? I
Squirrels!
thought we had 2. Yeah, we can't afford it though.
Oh, we can't afford
Yeah, I thought we had
squirrels.
2 skill points. I thought we got 1 randomly yesterday, but I guess not.
I really want to see the squirrels.
All right. Are we near it?
It's right here. This is a book about Dementicati history. It chronicles the Empire's expansion of territory.
That's huge.
Your Regenti was interested in ancient people, it seems.
But why?
We'll get the last one and hopefully we'll find our answers.
It's upstairs.
Let's go.
And we already
We
checked
should
for all the lore.
probably look up Dementicati, right?
Yeah, we probably should. I mean, it's more or less just the...
We know
it's
that
like
it's
the
like an
ancient
ancient-
Romans for us, or something like that, except for... It's interesting. There's always the ancient civilization that somehow had better
Had awesome
technology.
tech.
Yeah. And I've never actually run into a game that, like,
it's-
particularly... dialogue, maybe?
Oh.
Nope, no dialogue.
So
Okay.
I think it's just the cycle of things. You know, a civilization rises and falls. And ultimately, most modern civilizations had to, at one point, take in some of the teachings of the ones from the past and then applied them to their own technology and philosophies and whatnot.
So I've got bad news.
We don't have a Dementicati.
Yeah, we have nothing about the ancient history. We've got locations, but nothing about the Dementicati. Yeah, there's also gameplay stuff, but I don't care about that. I did see one interesting thing though. Remember how there's a note about
Oh, the cape?
Cicero's cape? I wanted to read this one. So the cape of an inspectore is their signature. Only 7 in the city bear such capes, and they're not easy to come by.
Oh.
Cape is woven from tesseric silk, colored with Elysian dye, stitched with Zoric thread, stuffed with runic wool, and worn by Ombrian flesh. It is a symbol of the responsibilities of the inspectores to care for the city and its people.
No matter where they come from.
No matter where they come from. The truth of the matter, however, is that the inspectores are agents of the registry. and hold to the orders of the Varone. Varone. Was it?
They actually pronounced it Varone.
Varone.
Which I thought was weird because why have the O or the...
I like Varone. Sounds better. At the tip of the White Spire, with the utmost obedience, even if those orders come at the expense of those beyond the registry. Okay. It was just interesting because he was talking about how he resented the uniform.
Ooh, a master.
It's the triplets. Oh, interesting. I probably should not have stood in that. Well, that's okay.
I like how they just have trailing paper fronds.
Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, I think his like spinny move is only useful if we're actually surrounded here. In that other situations, probably not so much so.
Well, that one seems to be ranged. This one is more like a skirmisher. And I don't know what the big one does. Just a heavy hitter?
Yeah, kind of a bruiser type.
I would actually suggest maybe taking out the ranged guy. He seems to be healing them. Yep.
Oh, he is? Yeah, he is. Wasn't paying attention. It just looked...
I just noticed that he did a meditative move, and suddenly there were plus signs.
Yeah, the problem is a lot of the special effects aren't easy to see from a distance, so I was kind of focused on the close by targets.
Oh, see?
Just scratch.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna have her come up here. I'm gonna sick both of them on. Unfortunately, we're about to...
Kalden's gonna...
It's okay. I have solutions.
Well, he is using his heal... Nope.
It's okay.
Healing sphere did not work.
Yeah. His healing sphere actually only heals allies.
A welcome sight you are.
Oh, doesn't heal himself.
It kind of sucks.
Stronger than I thought.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah, she's having trouble too.
Okay. Unfortunately... not... Okay, there we go. We're doing okay here. She's doing a little bit better. Yeah, what her move is,
okay, got that one.
Yeah, what she can do is she can, set up a... I'm gonna say a revival aura, so that if she takes, fatal damage, she gets back up.
Ah, uh-huh.
Which is rather useful.
This still would have been awesome to have seen squirrels.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm just imagining them, you know, tearing away at the paper, and then squirreling them up into a tree where they shove them into their nests. Like, this will do for
and
the
there
winter.
we go. Okay.
Is that the last of them?
I hope so.
I certainly hope your theories about the Fae will explain that to me.
I'm hoping they do too. But again, let us find the last book first.
I recognized its spine while you were fighting the creature.
And its size, no doubt.
Tides. Of all the books we had to collect, it had to be the 3 biggest ones.
Inspectore, if it's your plan to go through each...
I don't think we have any other choice.
Even with a pair of eyes on each volume, it'll take you at least a week to get through them.
Worse still, we don't even know what we're looking for.
Hold on. I need a moment to think.
Cicero, what if we tried to...
By myself, please. All right, Raz. Give me something. Yes. Right. Power. Creating power. Using it to expand. Anything that smacks of strength or supremacy.
Inspectore,
I said I'd like to be alone, Marshal.
are you all right?
I will be if you give me a second.
All right. I'll see you with the others then.
Thought long enough?
Yes, I have.
You have an idea on how to get us through the tomes, then?
I do, in fact. Follow me.
I noticed his sword changed with his uniform, which I thought was interesting.
Might just be a hilt. Or was it the scabbard as well?
At the very least, the hilts and the guard were different.
Don't have all day.
Cicero, why are you keeping them here? They're agitated enough about what happened.
Just a moment, Kyrie, please. I apologize for the delay. I understand how uncomfortable it must be standing here, but there is a final request that I have for you. I am looking for information within this book, as well as within the two my colleagues are carrying. I do not have the luxury of time to sift through its contents, and I implore you to lend me your assistance for just a few moments in this endeavor.
Cicero, they might be Vegelus, but that doesn't mean they can cover 1,000 pages in one... Inspectore!
Take it. Books can be repaired, rewritten. Time cannot. Mariner? Marshal? Perhaps you'd like to cover your eyes, Kyrie. And maybe your ears. Now, you're searching for anything that hints at great power. Undefeated leaders, huge swaths of land claimed, rebellions quelled in a day.
Inspectore, I think I found something.
Go on.
I'm looking at a timeline of the Dimenticate's history of expansion. There was a specific point in time after which they began furiously claiming land.
And what point is that?
It's referred to as Aechian Thun, of the year of Noir.
Good. Everyone else, keep that in mind.
Something else, sir.
Yes?
It's a religious text about some godsend that the Dementicati were supposedly blessed with.
Go on.
They're referred to here as the knife, the seed, and the heart.
They're here as well. Says that they changed the very face of the Menticate society, allowed them to start winning wars.
It would fit the timeline.
Excellent. The knife, the heart, and the seed. Remember those names.
Something more, sir. From a story. It's about where they came from. These were flesh of the god himself, from the marrow of our father's bone. They were presented to us in steepled fingers of stone.
Good, good. Now, does anyone have anything on what exactly they were? How they functioned, what they did? Well, it was worth a try. Is there anything else anyone deems important? Well, I suppose that's it then. Thank you all for your cooperation. You're quite free to leave when you're ready.
That was a smart move, Inspectore. Disrespectful to paper hearts, but smart.
Desperation breeds innovation.
And your search criteria were conveniently accurate?
A hunch. If mask runners were searching for something, what else would it be but power?
So, now what?
Now, recollection. The mask runners knew about the numbers certainly from Razatov.
Razatov?
They have him. Captured him. For what I now suspect to be his research.
The knife, seed, and heart.
What do they do, exactly? All we understand is that they were the key to the Dementicate's power. But how?
I'm sure we'll soon find out. If the mask runners have captured Razatov and are now looking for books that involve them...
They're after the artifacts.
And so are we. It's our best bet at finding Razatov.
Then we have to beat them to it.
We can start by paying the Cleaver a visit.
I don't recognize the name.
In steepled fingers of stone. And there is only one place that is conjured from that imagery. A set of ruins in Cacciatore territory called the Cleaver.
But that quote was from a story.
And if you have stronger leads, Mariner, I suggest you lay them out, please.
You're right. I apologize.
Now, if that's all...
One last thing, Cicero.
Ah, yes, the Fae. Of course. I'll meet you at the coach. Right, so about the Fae. I have a theory that they're related to the Mists, and summoning them requires a ritual of some sort that involves blood and loose articles. Papers, books, anything that can be used as a physical building block for a form.
You know, I've played some wordy RPGs, and I think proportionally this is probably one of the wordiest I've ever seen.
But you want to listen to it.
Yeah, like, I played, the Fire Emblem, Tokyo Mirage Stories Fire Emblem thing. You know, with the idol simulator, whatever. And it was wordy and boring. This is wordy and like, alright, let's see where this goes, because I like this.
There you are.
Well, I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
I need to return to my court.
Well, that was quick.
I feel the Judge Master would want to know that one of the Registry's members was seeking artifacts of great power.
I don't suppose there's anything I can do to talk you out of it.
You suppose correctly.
In that case, I should at least thank you for your assistance today. It's good to know the bright chorus is still alive in the hearts of some.
Well, I suppose you're welcome. I will see you soon, Inspectore.
The whole time, you've been so polite.
I may not enjoy politics, but let this be a lesson to you, Mariner. If you cannot kill a spy, then you do just as well to befriend them. Come on, we have ruins to investigate.
Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it, sister?
What?
We're going to the ruins.
I hope you know we're not actually going to go follow them inside.
What?
You'll not miss much, anyway.
Not a fan of ruins, sir?
Hate them. For my creditor, I scored the worst for the section about ruins and archaeology.
Why's that?
Well, for one, when I'd been...
When you'd been...
Not again, Calden.
Come on.
When I'd been Contadani, before I joined the registry, I used to spend a lot of time along the highways. There were a pair of vigilists that came by every morning on their way to the White Spire who would talk about ruins and interesting finds. And every time I listened to them, walking in their fancy robes, all I could think was, why do they have so much energy for the dead when the living still suffer? Now look what you've done, Mariner. You made me kill the mood.
Oh, please don't say that, sir. That was, lighted and enlightening. Yes, enlightening.
He means thank you, sir.
That horse is running way too fast for its
the
odd trot canter.
The animation for that cutscene is cutscene loading screen is atrocious, but I'm willing to ignore it because whatever.
I like how it's a good transition and they get some chatter in there.
We'll be back soon.
We'll be here.
Yeah,
A word, Mariner?
Something the matter?
About what happened on the coach.
The twins seem to appreciate...
Stop it. Now, I know you mean well. You think getting me to talk about my past will help me get over it. It won't. I've spent the past 5 years burying the man that abandoned his brother and fled the city. Stop trying to bring him back. Is that clear?
But you...
Is that clear, Mariner?
As the belt, sir.
Good. Now, come on.
He literally is just a seaman.
Uh-huh.
Because as clear as the belt. The belt is the river, the waterway.
I was gonna say that. I love the phrasing in this.
Like, ages.
Or, yeah, as clear as the belt. You know, they have their own terminology, their own slang.
And that's something you always criticized me for whenever I made up stories. And I would have different sayings, and you're like, oh, I can't remember all those.
Well, it's because I haven't read your stories deep enough, because you only give me tidbits. But, like, you know, writing these things, like, if you're presented with a clear and consistent universe that you can, like, latch onto here, oh, that was interesting. There's, like, a weird, like, whoosh.
Well, it's just the wind.
I guess.
Right?
I don't know. But it's just interesting to listen to the people talk, because it's very obvious that it's...
They have a culture.
Stapled fingers of stone.
I wonder what we'll find.
Hopefully, something that leads us closer to...
Can you hear that? Brace yourselves.
Ooh, golems.
He looks... This man kind of...
He's green.
He looks like our next party member, but it could be wrong.
Nah, he looks too important for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just noticing he's Earth-based, and we don't have an Earth party member yet.
Nah, Who knows?
He does look a little ridiculous, though, for a party member.
It's because of that hat.
Oh, yeah. He's not.
They just must be...
He just looked unique.
Are they local enforcers or another clan? Remember how they talked about the different clans as having different colors?
They're probably kind of like a miners guild. Because if you notice, they're all fighting with hammers, picks, and stuff like that. You know, my assumption is...
I hope we don't run into the whole, they mined too deeply and too brutally. Like
wow, they are messing him up. Oh, that's okay. Luckily, revivals are easy.
Times, you have my thanks.
And cheap, and we're running. And we go this way.
He swirls around.
What about the squirrels?
No, I said he swirls around.
Oh,
I'm not talking about squirrels.
He swirls around.
Ooh, and there's a large one.
All right, onwards. Never mind.
Whoa, what? That guy has an even larger hat.
It seems we rushed here for nothing.
Surely you didn't think Inspetori Gavar. I'd assumed you'd taken root somewhere across the belt.
That I had, until those roots dried up and shriveled.
You're brave, stepping into Cacciatore territory without permission.
I'd like to think the desperate cries of your men were permission enough.
Huh. Already you cultivate words for posturing.
Forgive me. It slipped my mind how indisposed the Cacciatore are towards the nuances of politics.
Why are you here?
I need to know if this ward has seen visitors from the White Spire recently.
Should you not be seeking that answer in a mirror?
One of our own is missing. He was acting clandestinely.
And you spurned the Green Guild for straying from politics. See what they do to your own.
Please, Rex, answer the question.
There has been one recently, from what my men have told me. A Regenti, I believe.
Can you tell us more?
No, but I know someone who can. In exchange for the answer, my guild will be acquitted for any dues you think it owes for your assistance battling the Fae.
Fair enough.
And you will leave us out of your mire of politics.
As far as I can.
Her name is Amadea, and she is partial towards the Cleaver. She believes it was a special site in the times of the Dimenticate, and has been studying its contents for years now.
And she knows about the Regenti?
My men said they traveled to the lower levels of the ruins together.
For what?
I don't know.
The Rex of the Cacciatore not knowing the business of his own.
Amadea is of the Dieci.
And she operates freely within your territory?
There are special circumstances.
She bribed you.
You said you would leave me out of the mire.
So I did. Where is she now?
Further down in the ruins, I suspect. She was with us when the Kilgan attacked, but she didn't stay by our side.
I see. Then, with your permission...
Go, and consider our debt settled. May this be the last I see of the Spire's poison.
So, Amadea was one of his brother's companions.
Oh, was she?
Remember?
Oh, right. The one with one of the ones with the spear.
She had the white hair. She was the little one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hey. You have lore on the Cacciatore.
Okay. It's probably factions.
Yeah.
Cacciatore.
The Cacciatore, or the Green Guild, has few affairs within the city itself, much preferring to be in the wilderness of the plains or among the branches and roots of the Estra. The people of the Green Guild tend to stay away from urban life and the mire of politics that comes with it. So they're not necessarily miners, they're just tree huggers.
Sort of.
Now, what about the DHE? Do we have any lore on them? Or we're going to get that when we meet?
Probably later. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's also the Contadani.
Well, we already read that, though. They were just the people that were without masks. Right?
Yeah. I don't think we read that one, but that's also really long and I don't want to read it right now. Let's go all the way back just to see if there's any sneaky lore bits. There aren't. Yeah, we'll probably get the lore bit when we find her.
Birdies.
Yeah, because I know as far as the main characters go, there's 3 that I specifically have on my thumbnail.
Okay.
These 2 and a woman. Probably with the spear, so I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Amadea.
And there's the origins.
Okay, well, we might as well read the Cacciatore origins, which is not here.
It might be part of culture. Canticles Fae, Creating Fae, Kilgan, Inspectori, Bolga. Guild politics of our own. No?
Nope. History. There we are.
Okay. The Cacciatore is officially the youngest of the Samora, having properly been formed during the early years of the 7th Canticle. Oh, that's what a Canticle is. It's like a time period. Compared to the rest of the Samora, the origin story of the Cacciatore is blissfully simple. During the Miscela, which began roughly at the end of the 5th Canticle and lasted all the way to the end of the 6th, Masquerada from the Randagia. But when you have like a little thing above the G, isn't it like a ja?
No, I think that's just
Randagia.
style.
It's just the font. Okay. Flock towards the city in hordes, intent on carving out for themselves a piece of the city. Not all the Masquerada were thirsty for the bustle of city life, however, and a fraction of them willingly chose to stay in the Randagia. These Masquerada soon realized that the thirst and avarice of the other guilds was insatiable. The guilds from the city wanted to expand their grasps and looked at the Randagia as lands that could be claimed, with people that could be exploited. Sensibly, this threatened the way of life of the Masquerada that lived in the Randagia. Their primarily agrarian and nature-oriented lifestyle was fundamentally at odds with the political, complicated way of the city worked. Furthermore, the Masquerada and the Randagia didn't quite have the same relationship with the Contadani, the Randagia, as the Masquerada in the city. With the Contadani there, in the Randagia, the relationship between the two groups was far more cordial and respectful than the Masquerada were wished to keep it that way. Okay. And so, in an attempt to keep the influence of the city to the city, the scattered Masquerada of the Randagia banded together to form a guild under which all the lands of the Randagia were to be protected. Any infringement upon any of the lands of the Randagia by any of the other guilds would incur the wrath of these Masquerada that began to call themselves the Cacciatore. Despite the Cacciatore's primary focus on the echoing plains and the settlements around Ombre, the fact that it is one of the guilds of Ombre has required it to have a base of operations, however small, within the city itself. Even so, however, they have striven tirelessly to separate themselves from the politics of the city as much as been possible, preferring a simpler life. Okay.
Neat.